2026, Americans are being told they'll receive the largest tax refunds in history.
Donald Trump said next year, 2026, or the calendar year 2025, will be the largest tax refund Americans have ever received.
In this episode, Anthony sits down with tax strategist Victoria Lewis to break down what the headlines won't explain.
Instead of the extra money in the past working against you, it's for you because you're now eligible for a bigger tax credit and better deductions. That's $43,500 of tax-free money that our seniors will have access to.
Not really about how much money you make. It is about really the strategy on how much money you can keep.
According to the IRS, what a refund is, is a return of a...
Victoria.
Hey.
Donald Trump said next year, 2026, or the calendar year 2025, will be the largest tax refund Americans have ever received.
Correct.
You have been doing my community taxes for like the last 2 years, right? And man, you've gotten a lot of people back a lot of money, right? What does this article mean? Like, what is Trump saying? Like, why is this even true?
So that is actually directly tied to the One Big Beautiful Bill Act that was passed in July.
Okay.
And so what does that mean as far as it being the best tax season for a lot of taxpayers?
Yeah.
Here are a few benefits. So you have the higher standard deduction.
Okay.
You have the permanent lower tax rates.
Okay.
You have the refundable adoption credit.
Okay.
What are some other ones? A bigger senior deduction on top of the standard deduction.
Okay.
You have the tips and overtime deduction. And then I'm missing one. Oh, bigger tax credit. So that's a big win for a lot of our parents. Bigger child tax credit.
Child tax credit.
Yeah, the child tax credit.
What was the child tax credit last year? Do you remember off the top of your head?
I do. So the child tax credit was $2,000 last year, and for the upcoming tax season, it's going to be an additional $200. So it's going to be
$2,200.
$2,200. Yes.
Okay. Now, correct me if I'm wrong, because this is your expertise, but in the area of the tips and you can write off your tips up to a certain dollar amount, though.
Yes, it's qualified tips on your earned income. So basically what essentially that does as far as the advantages for taxpayers is essentially, let's say you are a server who's making $2.13 per hour.
Okay.
Or you're a nurse working overtime.
Okay.
Instead of the extra money in the past working against you, it's for you because you're now eligible for a bigger tax credit and better deductions.
Okay.
Meaning you have... more earning potential because you have additional earned income added to receive the maximum credit. So if you are a parent, for example, you are now receiving the maximum refund credit of that child tax credit because you have additional earned income, even if you only owe $0 on your tax bill.
For real? So to break this down even more, if you are an employee, right? Correct me if I'm wrong or right, or this is the right analogy or the wrong analogy. You are an employee. You're a W-2 employee, and you work 40 hours.
Yes.
But then you do an extra 8 hours, and that is a bonus check, right? Do they get to write that 8 hours off, or am I saying that wrong?
So it's not necessarily it's a tax deduction essentially. So they're not going to be getting taxed on the extra 8 hours. So it essentially increases their earned income.
Solid.
But they're not going to get additional taxes on it if it's a qualified tips or if it's qualified the overtime pay.
Solid. So what you're saying, because I like to break it down for my people who just ain't getting it yet. They're going to pay taxes on it on their paycheck.
Yes.
But when it's time to see you,
Yes.
By going to anthonyoneal.com/file my taxes. Okay. That should be up on the screen. anthonyoneal.com/file my taxes, to where Victoria and her amazing team will help you get the most back.
Yes.
But when they come to see you to get the most back, those extra hours, they won't be taxed on that.
Correct. Yes. As long as it's qualified tips. Yes.
That is so good. So question, I'm just thinking of the questions that people are asking. Qualified tips, qualified extra. What about commission? Will commission be considered tips as well?
I'm not sure about commission. If I'm being honest, I'm not sure about commission.
Okay. All right. I like that answer. You know what I'm saying? Because I think a lot of people want to come and ask that question. Well, here's my base pay, but I was getting commission, which is extra. So I would love to know that. So we'll get that answer and send it out to people.
Yeah. Sure.
Now, I got a lot of senior citizens that are above 44. But actually, well, wait.
Senior citizens above 44, that's young.
That's young. Hold on. Wait. I have a lot of people above 44, but I do have a lot of senior citizens that do watch the show that they are above that 65, 70 and older. You're saying that they're getting some extra benefits as well.
Yes.
So, what are those extra benefits?
In the past, they was receiving an additional $2,000 on top of the standard deduction. So I want to talk about the standard deduction before I kind of talk about the senior benefits because it ties together. So the standard deduction for 2024 tax filing year was for our single filers, it was $14,600, and it ranges up to $29,500 for those who filing jointly, married filing jointly, right?
Okay.
So for 2025, for this upcoming tax filing season, the new standard deduction is now $15,750.
Okay.
And for our and ranging to $31,500. And their range, it depends on where your filing status is or where you will file for that. So it's a huge increase on that.
Facts.
Now for our seniors, right?
Okay.
They're getting additional $6,000 on top of their standard deduction.
So a 15,700 plus an extra 6,000.
Plus an extra 6,000. So if they're a couple, let's say you have a couple that's both 65 and older, they're going to get that standard deduction plus that extra 12,000 because it's 6,000 per individual. That's 43,500 of tax-free money that our seniors will have access to.
Building credit the traditional way is slow and confusing, and most credit cards want you to rack up debt just to boost your score. You see, I used to think that you had to choose between staying debt-free or having a good credit score. But here's what I've discovered. There's actually a way to build credit without any credit checks, without going into debt, and without paying crazy interest fees. And it works faster than I thought possible. See, my friends at Kickoff, they are the truth. They are doing something different. They help you build credit the right way without the debt trap. I've seen people go from no credit to a 700 plus score using their system, and they did it completely debt free. Say one more time, completely debt free. Over 150,000 people have left 5-star reviews on the App Store. Users see an average of 34 points increase in their credit score. Some even see, watch this, up to 84 points within the first 12 months. These aren't just numbers. These are real people getting approved for homes and getting better interest rates. Here's the truth. Every month you wait is another month of paying higher interest rates on everything. A good credit score can save you a lot of money, thousands on a mortgage, hundreds on car insurance, and even help you skip the security deposits. Don't let bad credit cost you money. I want you to visit anthonyoneal.com/kickoff right now to get started for as little as $1 on your first month. I want you to build credit the debt-free way because your future self will thank you. Victoria, this is why I like our community to go to a expert professional rather than just going to a company that they can just do online, answer some computer questions, and get a little bit back.
Yeah.
Because of the knowledge base that you have to have working in this area. I knew you before you even did this, and I saw the education and the requirements you had to go through to really be a professional in this space. And we've gotten nothing but A+ reviews about you and your company.
Thank you.
From your expertise coming from, have you ever used I won't say the name of the company because I want to knock them, but have you ever used in your history of being married, and y'all, Victoria's married to Alex Lewis, our creative director here in our company, but have you all ever used like a company like that in the past before?
I haven't.
Okay.
I haven't, but I've seen it. So I have practiced in it just to kind of look and see what my clients may have experienced in the past.
Okay.
And honestly, some of the inconsistencies that I saw is very limited of as far as what you can truly access to compared to going to a professional tax preparer. So, for example, anywhere from the filing status to are you truly eligible to for these credits, and asking different probing questions that really kind of get specifically down to your tax situation.
Yes, ma'am.
On how I can actually help you. So I'm able to, the difference between going to one of those companies and working with the actual tax professional, I'm able to actually understand your situation and how we can apply that to the credits that's really going to truly either reduce your tax liability or truly maximize your refund.
Yes, sir.
And the only way to really do that is really, in my opinion, when you're working with someone one-on-one and not a computer and just typing it in, where there's a lot of just data entry. You're not building a relationship.
Thanks.
Like a computer is not going to ask you. You may have had a child, you may have adopted someone, you may have gotten married. Like, it's a lot of life changes that happen, and through that, as we are doing life together, as your tax lady, as your tax professional, I'm able to ask you these different things and really build that relationship with you and helping you keep more of your hard-earned money.
So I'm curious. Last year, without saying names, but give me one of your best testimonies that you've had from people in our community. Because I saw a lot via the email, because my people, they talk.
They do. They do.
They will email me, hey, I didn't get a call. Hey, I haven't got an email. Hey, she saved me. Da, da, da. Like, my community, I mean, I love y'all. I mean, because we just had one of my good friends, Kristen, on the phone, and we're talking about accountability, and my community holds me accountable. Like, hey, you said this, and this did not happen. But with you, I just got raving reviews. Like, wow, prompt. Man, she got me the most money back. I'm curious, what was one of your biggest testimonies last year when it comes to someone coming from an automated system to your company?
My biggest testimony, I would say, because it's
so many.
It's so many, but I'm grateful to God, truly, because I want to give a little backstory before I kind of dive, because it makes me think about why I even got in this industry in the first place.
Okay.
So before I became a tax strategist, I was a W-2 employee.
Yeah.
I was someone who was working a good government job, stable benefits. So I connected with a lot of my clients who are W-2 earners, who also may be a hybrid earner, who have a business on the side. And so from that standpoint, when I did have my W-2 job, I got laid off out of nowhere. And I had to learn how to redefine my revenue. I had to see revenue differently. And through that, I'm able to share that with my clients and understand how to help them generate and see revenue differently and steward revenue differently, because that's important too. You got to steward it.
Yeah.
And so one of the testimonies that stand out to me the most was one that I shared where they was working with those companies where they didn't truly understand their tax situation.
Yeah.
And this couple, they literally, the wife cried in tears, because as we was on a Google Meet, and she just mentioned how this has been such a joyous, peaceful, stress-free situation, and they've never experienced this before. They've been taken advantage of in the past.
Yeah.
They never had someone to really explain everything.
Yeah.
And there's someone who follows you, who watches your show, who implements the things that you teach them, and they really want to get their finances in order. But in order for you to get your finances in order, you need to understand your tax situation. And I was able to break down that and truly educate that with them. And now they're starting, both of the husband and the wife wife. They have 2 LLCs, so they're starting 2 new businesses. And we have gotten them on track as far as the expense tracking, what that looks like, what they're eligible for from a business write-off standpoint, and then also how to adjust their W-4 with their W-2 job, because they're making more income, right, from their businesses. But in order for you to kind of reduce that tax liability, let's increase your withholding so that you don't necessarily see that from your business, from the extra income. So I strategize with my clients and I support them all throughout the year. It is not a January through April thing. We are year-round support.
You know what, Victoria? Now you're talking my language. Because I think I was just having a conversation with a good friend before coming into the office today. And she was talking to me about that. And I said, one of the key things that I've learned with the wealth that we've been able to build here at the Neatness Network, and your husband has played a huge role in that, right? Is not really about how much money you make. It is about really the strategy on how much money you can keep.
That part.
And I think that a lot of people they get excited to come see you because you're going to help them get the most money back. I actually get excited to come see you and technically my CPA, Shania, and her firm who handles all of my bookkeeping and everything like that. I get excited to come see y'all come January and February because I don't get money back, right? But I get excited because we go over the strategy.
Yeah.
And the strategy is for 2026. Here's what you need to be doing every single month. So by the time you come back next year, we already know what you're filing. Like there's no surprises. There's no shock. So while a lot of people, which I think y'all hear me clearly, go see Victoria and her company, get the help that you want, but ask her, okay, listen, thank you for helping me for this year. But how much can I pay you to get the strategy for next year?
Yes.
So I already know what my tax bill is going to be come April of next year. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it because we followed the strategy all year.
Correct.
So while everyone else, and I think this is the difference between wealthy people and average people, while everyone else is excited to get a refund check, I'm excited to get the strategy for the new year.
That part.
And I wonder, which I'm pretty sure there's an extra fee for you because that's time and there's a lot more questions to get the strategy. But why, in your opinion, as an expert sitting on that side of the table, why is not just only filing taxes with you, but getting the right strategy up front throughout the year? Why is that just as important from your perspective?
I feel like I'm doing a disservice if we don't also attach a plan or a strategy with that. Like, honestly, personally, I'm not someone who's going to scream, refund, refund, refund.
Thank you.
Like, no.
Thank you.
Because, honestly, you can get that money throughout the year with the right.
You talking my language.
So, you can adjust that W-4 now. And if you already know that you're going to, what you're going to be paying throughout the year, if you already know you're going to be eligible for tax credits, you can adjust the W-4 according to that and get that throughout the year. You're getting the IRS an interest-free loan when you're getting the refund back. According to the IRS, what a refund is a return of an overpayment. That's what a refund is. And then, of course, you got tax credits, too.
Facts.
So it's just like, in my opinion, the tax strategy is so important because I want to make sure, as I am offering you the best type of service, I want to make sure that we are aligning to your goals and what you want.
Yes.
Some people appreciate a one lump sum of money, right? But some more people want to see more of their money throughout their paycheck every 2 weeks or every month, whatever it looks like.
Right.
So let's strategize and look at that throughout the year to make sure that we can see that and adjust those changes. Because honestly, people get refunds and just blow it. But that's another conversation for another day.
That's a fact. and you know what? This, see me, and just my train of thought, I'm going to you, Victoria, because I want you to give me the strategy on how can I keep the most of my money on a W-4 or W-2 income, put that money into a high yield savings, into investments to pay off debt towards dreams, goals, and etc.
That part.
But then the strategy is, Victoria, I want to make sure that I break even or I owe just a little bit, right? So that way, Now my money is working for me and it's not just sitting there and working against me.
Correct.
Because as you and I both know, it's if my money is sitting in a place that doesn't grow with compound interest, it's actually losing its value because of inflation.
Yes.
So I'm giving the IRS money so that they can make more money, but then they pay me back with no interest or no penalties.
Nothing.
When I could have put into a high yield and got 4 or 5% for the year.
Yep.
Right?
Yep.
And so now coming to redefine revenue, you're helping me redefine my revenue or my income.
Correct.
Because now, okay, maybe year one, I got a refund check from you because I didn't have the education.
Right.
But now because I paid your company, I got the education. Now I'm paying you for strategy, not just a refund.
Correct. That part.
And that's the science that I think separates the average income individuals to wealth mindset individuals.
Yes.
Oh, this is so cool. I love talking about money. I really do, because it's like, I think Black people specifically, we do how do I say this respectfully? Because I don't want to get Victoria in no trouble.
I mean, they may need to hear it straight.
Yeah, but I just want to make sure people know it's me. It's not you. It's not, I can get it. I don't want to say get in trouble, but I mean, I can get the negative comments. African Americans, I believe no one is more creative than we are.
So true. So true.
I think African Americans, I'm not knocking no other race, but I think African Americans, no one works harder than us. If we look at it right now, the number one rising entrepreneur in America today is a Black woman.
Yes. If
we look at it today, this year in 2025, 300,000 African Americans were laid off. Women. If we really study, again, I'm not knocking no one else's from a particular, I'm talking about as a whole. An African American woman can go through a divorce. She can have 2 kids. She can raise those 2 kids, have a job, start a business, and still date a Negro and still be a good woman to him, all while doing that.
Yes.
So what am I saying? I think that African Americans, even men, like I can make money. You know what I'm saying? Your husband doesn't just work for us, but y'all building your own business. Right? Brother man is working hard.
Yes.
So Black people, we know how to get to the bag.
That part.
Here's where we fail. We don't have a strategy on how to multiply the bag.
That part.
What's going on, family? Hey, listen, real talk. Tax season doesn't have to be stressful, confusing, or expensive. Listen, if you're tired of guessing your way through TurboTax or letting your cousins even do your taxes on the side, man, it's time to level up and get your money right with Redefined Revenue. You see, Redefined Revenue is the tax prep company I trust to help you file your taxes the right way. Listen, I need you to maximize your refund, minimize your stress, and making sure you don't leave a single dollar on the table. Their team of experts stays up to date on all the latest tax laws, so you get every single deduction and credit you deserve. Whether you're filing as a single, married, head of household, or maybe you're a small business owner like myself, Redefined Revenue has your back. They offer transparent per form pricing, so you only pay what you need with no hidden fees or surprises. And if you ever get audited, this is what I love about them, they'll stand with you every step of the way. Listen, don't wait until the last minute. I need you to go to anthonyoneal.com/file my taxes today and let their team take care of you. Tell them Anthony O'Neal sent you and get ready to redefine your revenue this year. Again, that's anthonyoneal.com/file my taxes. Let's stop guessing, let's stop stressing, and start winning with Redefined Revenue. All right, let's get to today's show. And what bothers me around tax season, and this is where I'm gonna get in trouble at, they get excited to go to you because what I hear Black people sometimes tell me is, that's my way of saving money. That's my way of, that's my spring break vacation money. That's my summer vacation money. You know, that forces me to save money.
Yeah.
And I'm like, that is the dumbest thing
yeah,
you can say.
It is.
What would you say to that person of why you think you can't say dumb? I can say dumb because we need you to go to her. But why would you say that is not a wise decision for your money?
You're losing money. Again, like I said, it's an interest-free loan to the IRS.
Yeah.
Get your money throughout the year. Don't be waiting. And then also, for those who are expected to pay a tax bill, right? I always suggest, if you're making quarterly payments, estimated payments, right? Okay. You can also put that money that you expected to owe, put it in a high yield saving, get interest off that. You got to pay the bill anyway.
Facts.
And you're going to get interest off that tax bill that you're going to have to pay. So that's one of the things that I would suggest. But in regards to your everyday earners, W-2 earners, hybrid earners with the business, adjust that W-4. Seriously, adjust that W-4. Look at your withholdings form. Look and see what you're paying out of your paycheck. And if it's enough to where, okay, all right, I may be good. I know some people where we meet either bi-yearly or we will meet every quarter.
Okay.
And so like mid-year, we'll look at the 6 months to see how we're doing as far as our federal withholding, our state withholdings, etc.
Yeah.
And then if I look at it into where's the point where, okay, you're overpaying.
Facts.
And you said you want to start a business.
Facts.
Let's slow down on that.
Yes.
You low-key could really go exempt for the rest of the year, but I don't even want to say too much on that because people abuse that.
Yes.
But you can really take that extra money, whether it's $200, $300, $400 that you're paying every 2 weeks out of your paycheck, and put that towards something else or invest it, like you mentioned, and allow that to multiply.
Yes.
That's how you build wealth.
Facts.
By including get the education and execute on it.
Facts.
Don't just sit on it, execute on it. Because I don't want people to just listen to this, oh, I know I should do this, oh, I know I should do that. You need to execute. That's where you're going to see the change. Don't sit on information.
No, don't sit on information. You're talking real good here, y'all. And this is why I want y'all to go to anthonyoneal.com/file my taxes, because Victoria, I'm impressed. She knows her stuff. I know stuff too, and I'm like, okay, she really know her stuff. Because and this is why I want you all to go to her to file the taxes, because one of the strategies that I do is I pay myself a W-2 income. So I actually claim everything simply because I make so much money on the business side of things. So it's like I pay all of my taxes over here for me. This is part of my strategy. So this way, I break even on a personal because I'm going to have a high tax bill.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And so our strategy, like I would have not known that. I'm like, well, can I just keep more of my money? She was like, no. We need to offset.
Correct.
Right?
Yes.
So that's a part of the strategy. Some people, that may not be a part of strategy to go that far. What am I saying? Everyone's strategy is going to be different.
That's very true.
But only you can help them know what is the best strategy for them.
Correct.
Right? So like my mentors, like, the Dave Ramsey's of the world and stuff like that, their strategy going to be different from mine. I do millions a year. They do millions a month. You know what I'm saying? So that strategy is going to be different.
Yeah.
I'm curious, what are some write-offs or a part of the strategy that average people are missing, right? That you can give, you can't give them all a bit for free today. But like, what is like one or two that some people really just, they skip over because they don't have a strategist like yourself, or they don't come to someone like yourself that could really help them with their taxes?
Yeah, so a couple things. The health savings account is one of them. People overlook that all the time. That is literally tax-free dollars that you can take advantage of. Get you a health savings account.
Wait a minute. How much time we got? We got like 6 more minutes. That is the biggest secret that I think a lot of people run away from. Break down the health savings account from your perspective. They've heard it from me, but from your perspective, why is that so important?
It's tax-free dollars. So if you have medical expenses, that the withdrawal for that is tax-free.
Facts.
You can also invest in it and allow that to grow.
Facts.
So just so many other advantages of that. And if the government is giving it to you, take advantage of it. That's how you take advantage of the tax system. So you have to utilize the things that they're giving us to be able to build that wealth.
Yes.
And then another one that I think of is the FSA. FSA.
Okay.
The FSA account.
Yeah.
And so if you are a parent, you're a working parent, you have a child that's in daycare, a child that's in after school programs, summer camp, that money is tax-free income. Utilize it. So that's another thing, the dependent care credits and things like that will really help. But get that FSA account because it's tax-free dollars that you can be paying for expense that you already have to pay for.
You know, one of the things I love about the HSA account is now, like in 2025, even so right around like 2023, 2024, one thing I love about it is I max that out every year.
Good.
And then before I go to, when I used to do DoorDash, I don't do DoorDash anymore because I ain't spending $20 for you to deliver me something that costs $10. Now you can, get Tylenol with tax-free money.
Yep.
And so I think for me, I love maxing that out. And anytime I go to the dentist, anytime I go to the doctor's office, or anytime I go to CVS and buy medical stuff, I use tax-free dollars to purchase and to pay for my medical stuff.
Medical expensive, yeah.
What I love about what you're teaching here is it's just the education. Now, I have to say this from a financial, especially me being a doctor soon in finance and investing, the HSA, it has to be attached to a high deductible health plan.
Yes,
right?
That's correct.
And so we won't really talk about all that, but I do want to bring on someone, y'all, to educate you all why it's so important. Because even at 41, I still have a high deductible plan. I don't have a PPO plan, right? Okay. But I have $5,000 extra because that's my deductible. So I pay the first $5,000 of all of my medical expenses out of pocket. Then after at 5,001 cents, it kicks in, right? But that has saved me so much money. But again, it goes back to the strategy.
Yeah, strategy. Yep.
Right. Because I'm healthy. I'm even in the last like 4 months, I've lost a lot of weight. My blood came down. Thank you so much. You know what I'm saying? Thank you, sis. Yeah. But anyways, so it's like everything's about the strategy. And this is why I believe it is just extremely important, y'all. And I mean this. This show comes out in December. I specifically wanted this show to come out in December because we're going to provide you all a checklist that by the time you come to her, here's everything that you need. So that way, when you come to Victoria or someone on her team, you can move quickly. And you've already answered the bulk of the questions. Of course, they're going to have, more questions, but you can have the bulk of the stuff. So this way, when the IRS opens, you can get your refund, you can file your taxes, whatever you need to do. But I want to highly encourage you. And this is not something Victoria has asked me to do, but this is something that I want you all to do. Once you file your taxes, ask her for a strategy session and build with her throughout the year. Let's go from average mindset to wealth mindset. Average mindset means that I'm making $70,000, $60,000 a year, so I'm only going to expect the refund. Wealth mindset is I'm making $60,000, $70,000 a year, but I want the strategy on how to best keep that and make more money, which is why I really want you all to check her out, check her team out. Because yes, if you're due a refund this year, let's get the refund. But then after that, let's figure out and get the strategy on how can you legally, ethically, morally, and I always add spiritually to the end. How do we keep the most throughout the year? And we allow that money to grow, to get compound interest. And then when we go back to Victoria and her team next year, we're breaking even to where we owe nothing and we're not getting nothing back. Or we may owe just a little bit, but it's not going to break your bank account. But you're going to know that up front because she gave you the strategy. All right. So family, I want y'all to go to anthonyoneal.com/file my taxes because Victoria and her team are amazing and super affordable. I mean, super affordable. She ain't free, right? And she's not going to be as cheap as the online only accounts. But I guarantee you what you pay her and her company, you will see that times 5, times 10 sometimes. And that's a part of the strategy. Anything else we're missing?
Yeah, so I know we talked a lot, and especially with all the tax law changes and everything.
Yeah.
I want people to know that they don't have to go through this alone. That's why we're here. That's why my firm, Redefined Revenue, is here.
Yeah.
We want to help you with that.
Yeah.
So if you're ready for the clarity,
Yeah.
the support, the education to build that tax strategy, we're here.
Yes.
And we'll love to support you all for your upcoming tax season.
Man, listen, Trump said it's going to be the largest refund year. So if you have some money coming back, allow her and her team to help you get the largest refund. And the next year, don't come to me saying you got the largest refund. Tell me you got the best year financially because you're able to save more, invest more, get out of debt, and use the strategy. All right. So go to anthonyoil.com/file my taxes. So Redefined Revenue can help you out. And y'all, send me the emails. Y'all know me. My email is anthony@anthonyoil.com. If Victoria slips, let me know. I'm gonna call her and her husband out. All right. And because I want to make sure that my people are taken care of. But she knows, honestly, she would know if he came through me. So she tends to give y'all a little bit more love and tender care.
Yes.
All right. We love you all. See you on the next show. Peace out.